Ukraine is actually crumbling right now. Russia is on a full-scale offensive in the Pokrovsk and three major regions, gaining momentum. And now G7 members are calling for ceasefire, begging Russia that Russia should ceasefire because Russia is crushing more territories. And today, which is the 13th of November 2025, you have listened now. International news agencies are no longer talking about Ukraine. They are being quiet. They are not telling you about what is happening. Zelensky is actually feeling the heat right now as Russia is gaining massive ground in Pokrovsk and other major cities, key cities. Pokrovsk is 70% occupied now by Russia, and Ukrainian soldiers are retreating. G7 members are now calling for an emergency session that Russia should please call for a ceasefire. And Putin says there's not going to be ceasefire. As of today, which happens to be this 13th of November, Russia's rate of crushing Ukraine is steadily massive. I want you to watch this video. Before some of you come and say that the way I'm reading, I'm pro-Russia, I'm not pro-Russia. But it's just that I have to give the news the way it is. What if I'm pro-Russia and so what? You be pro-Ukraine and comment and explain your own side. You be I'm pro-America, pro-Russia, pro-everything, sometimes pro-Ukraine. It depends on where it's going. Watch the video.
The front line is shifting fast in eastern Ukraine. Russian forces are pressing forward, unraveling Ukrainian defenses. Ukraine is rushing to evacuate regions like Zaporizhia, where Russians are advancing at a rapid pace. Amid the chaos, the G7 is calling urgently for a ceasefire to halt the bloodshed.
The battle for Ukraine enters a brutal new phase. Ukraine's front lines are collapsing faster than they can be rebuilt. Russian armored columns are slicing through the south, towns falling one after another. With attention fixed on the Donbas, where Russian forces are driving hard towards Pokrovsk, a parallel crisis has erupted hundreds of kilometers south in Zaporizhia. The visuals tell the story of desperation. Convoys of ordinary civilian vehicles packed with hastily grabbed possessions are streaming west. Vehicles loaded with elderly citizens and young children. Their faces etched with fear and confusion as they evacuate frontline settlements.
We heard that Russians are advancing on Uspenivka and on Huliaipol, but who knows that means it is what it is. People say this, but we don't know this and we don't see this. What we do hear is that shots are being fired close by.
It's scary. We're being bombed. Today in the morning, I went outside and heard a drone fly by. I stood there and heard how it boomed and banged.
Is that why you decided to leave?
Yes, it's impossible to leave your house and go outside. You're in your house, but you cannot walk in your yard.
Kyiv admits the front is under extreme pressure. Supplies are dwindling, ammunition stretched to breaking point. Russia's strategy is brutal but effective. Mass assaults, wave after wave, pushing Ukrainian lines back meter by meter.
Thank you again for your service. We have spoken with the commanders and will be doing everything we can to reinforce you. We are aware of the problems you are experiencing. They are actually the same in all directions. Take care of yourselves. Glory to Ukraine.
G7 foreign ministers in Canada called for an immediate ceasefire in Ukraine. Moscow says that Ukraine would have to negotiate with Russia sooner or later and predicted that Kyiv's negotiating position.
Vous êtes le futur de notre société. Vous êtes les leaders de demain. Vous êtes les innovateurs de la prochaine génération. Nous sommes là pour vous aider à réaliser vos rêves et atteindre vos objectifs. Bacheliers, devenez les architectes de votre avenir avec l'Institut universitaire du Golfe de Guinée de Douala.
Since 1993, the University Institute of the Gulf of Guinea, it is 3 higher schools, ESG, ISTA, ISA.